Hi, this is Mr. Grafton, and in this video I'm going to be talking about communication technology, Lesson 3, Does Technology Connect Us or Isolate Us? Technology is advancing at a really rapid rate, and many of the new technologies like Facebook or text messaging or Skype give the promise of bringing us closer together, of connecting us with each other. You're never alone, you're never apart from your friends, so on the surface, this sounds like it could be a great thing. But there are some criticisms. Some critics will say that we're actually losing our ability to communicate one-on-one with each other or face-to-face with each other. And other critics make a different argument and say that we're losing our ability to be an individual when we're always connected with each other. We're constantly connected, and we lose a sense of self. In this lesson, we're going to look at the question of whether technology is making us more connected or more isolated. In part 1, you're going to look at 3 infographics. So an infographic it's short for an information graphic, and essentially it's a visual representation of information and statistics. So there's 3 links to infographics here. And this is the first time we are looking at this form. So you're going to look at the 3 infographics and you're going to respond to the infographics with a process journal entry. So after you view the infographics, go to your process journal, create a new entry, communication technology, process journal entry 4, infographics, and you respond to the following. Which infographic or section of an infographic was the most surprising to you? Is information presented in an infographic credible? So credible means, can you rely on this information? Should you believe the information that's being presented to you? Why or why not? Then you want to think, what are the advantages of using this form to communicate information, so to communicate statistics? So think of advantages, disadvantages of using a form to communicate an idea. You can go back to the fair trade videos and the fair trade article and fair trade documentary that you did earlier in the course. And also think about what are some of the limitations of using the form of an infographic to communicate information. So we'll just take a look at one infographic here. And here's the start of the infographic. So infographics, they're essentially a visual that compiles data and tries to represent the data in a visual manner. So you could think of it as sort of a visual essay. You're presenting statistics to bring attention to an issue or to make a point about something. So you'll view the infographics and you'll write the process journal entry. The second part of the lesson focuses on a feature article that is based on some research. The title of the feature article is Friendship 2.0, Teens' Technology Use Promotes Sense of Belonging and Identity. So in the article, it sort of makes the argument that technology is helping teens establish a sense of belonging, a sense of identity, but it also sort of looks at both sides of the issue. So it's not just a glowing endorsement of teens using technology. I think it provides a somewhat balanced approach to the topic. So you're going to read that feature article. And after you read the feature article, you're going to make a new process journal entry. And you're going to title this one Communication Technology, Process Journal Entry 5, Friendship 2.0. And there's a couple of writing prompts here to respond to in your process journal. So according to the feature article, how are new technologies such as cell phones and the internet impacting the development of teenagers? And then it asks you to connect that to your own life. Based on your observations of teenagers, do you agree with what the article is saying? So why or why not? Why do you agree or why do you disagree with what the article has to say? The third part of the lesson focuses on a TED.com video. And the presenter, or the speaker in the video, is Sherry Turkle, who's a professor at MIT. And all her research focuses on the impact that technology has on people, how technology changes, or how technology use changes people. So this is about a 15-minute video on TED.com, and you're going to follow the link and watch it. And you're going to respond to the video in the Process Journal just by identifying 2 key ideas from the video. So she's going to present a wide variety of different ideas on the topic. You're just looking for 2 ideas that you're taking away from the video and writing about those 2 ideas in the Process Journal. So you're using the Process Journal fairly heavily in this lesson. There's 3 separate journal entries to make, and make sure to separate these. Don't clump these all in one journal entry. You should post these as Process Journal Entry 4, Process Journal Entry 5, Process Journal Entry 6. So don't mix them together. So when you write in the Process Journal, I'm going to go in, have a look at what you have to write and give you some feedback on it. Give you some feedback on your ideas. The assignment for the lesson, you're sort of bringing together a lot of the ideas that you've been writing about in the Process Journal to answer a sort of a philosophical question here at the end. So your question, or your assignment question, is: does technology make us more connected with each other or more isolated from each other? So this is going to be a written response. Support your response with reference to both your own life and at least 2 of the texts studied above. Okay, so read the question closely. You need to write about your own observations and your personal opinions on the issue. And you also need to write about at least 2 of the texts studied in the lesson. So that could be the TED.com video, the feature article, or the infographics. You have to reference at least 2 of those in your response. So because there's multiple components to this, it's going to be a little bit longer than your standard responding to text question, and the value of the assignment reflects this, so this is worth 10 marks. I'd like to see 300 to 500 words written on the topic, and again, you're referencing your own experience or your own observations and at least 2 of the 3 texts covered in the lesson. So for the lesson, to be done the lesson, you should have 3 journal entries. Process Journal Entry 4, 5, and 6, and then Communication Technology Assignment 2 submitted. And on the last page here, you can look at the rubric, but it's the standard rubric that we use for the provincial exam here. Okay, so this is Lesson 3, Does Technology Connect Us or Isolate Us? Thank you for listening.